Hello everyone. Today I am going to teach you the topic pharmaceutical aids. This topic you have in pharmacognosy subject, and I will definitely tell you the PPT which I have prepared, definitely going to help you for the examination. So let's start with the topic. Pharmaceutical aids. The flow of presentation is introduction, then followed by that classification, then example of drugs and uses. As you know, in introduction we are going to study the definition of pharmaceutical aids and the sources of pharmaceutical aid. Then followed by that classification, the second, in that we are going to study which are the classification based upon the application. Example of drugs like kaolin, lanolin, beeswax, acacia, that drugs we are going to study in detail. And last but not the least, that is important part of the drug, that is uses. So we are studying all these part in every drug. Now list of drugs, in this unit you have the total 8 to 9 drugs. Here you can see that is kaolin, lanolin, beeswax, acacia, tragacanth, sodium alginate, agar, guar gum, gelatin. Okay, so we will see one by one all drugs. Introduction. So the definition of these pharmaceutical aids is this substance which have little or no therapeutic value but essentially used in manufacturing and the compounding of various pharmaceuticals known as pharmaceutical aids. Like in pharmaceutics we are using the excipients. In the same way, pharmaceutical aids are also used for the manufacturing and compounding of various pharmaceutical pastes, jellies that we are going to study. The sources of pharmaceutical aids are different sources like animals, vegetables, minerals and the synthetic sources. Then this is very important classification, and always in examiner will ask you in the exams of your annual exams, right? So we'll see one by one. The first category class is color. The example: caramel, cochineal, saffron, indigo, chlorophyll, beta carotene. So in exam you have to prepare the table and you have to write it down. Okay, and this classification is based upon the application. Third is disintegrating agents. There are some examples: starch, CMC, that is crystalline, that is a methyl cellulose, microcrystalline cellulose. Then emulsifying and suspending agents: acacia, agar, alginic acid, bentonite, tragacanth. Okay, so these are the emulsifying and suspending agents example. Followed by that flavors. In flavors: cardamom, cinnamon, rose benzaldehyde, anethol, peel, nutmeg. You can use any flavor for the manufacturing of the pharmaceuticals. Then sixth number is lubricants, that is dark cocoa butter, magnesium stearate, you can use as a lubricant. Followed by that ointment bases, that is beeswax, lanolin, polyethylene glycol, paraffin, petroleum jelly, sperm seti, wool fat. So ointment basis, this is very important. We can say the classification which is based upon the application, because we are going to study beeswax, lanolin in detail, and mostly beeswax and lanolin used widely in our daily practicals of pharmaceutics, as well as pharmaceutical like physical pharmacy. Solvents. The next category is solvents, that is in solvents there are many: alcohol, glycerin, acetone. In daily basis you are using in the lab, right? Then sweetening agent. In sweetening agent, sorbitol, glycerin and glycyrrhizin. So these are the examples of sweetening agent. So in exam they will ask you the question: define and write down the classification for pharmaceutical aids. So you can write this classification. Then we will move to the next drug, that is acacia, the first drug of our pharmaceutical category. It is also known as Indian gum. Synonym, that is Gamakeshia Gum Arabic. The biological source: Indian gum is the dried gummy exudation obtained from the stem and branches of Acacia arabica. This is very important. So you need to divide biological source in the three parts, like the parts of the plant, means which part we are using, then the biological source, genus and species, and then family. So you have to write this much in the biological source. Indian gum is the dried gummy exudation obtained from the stem and branches of Acacia arabica belonging to the family Leguminosae. Then geographical distribution, here you can see this plant is found in India, Sri Lanka, Africa, and in India specifically Punjab, Rajasthan and Western Ghats. Now the description of this drug: colors: tears of plant are cream brown to red in color and powder is light brown. Here in this diagram you can see the diagram I have put here from the Google. This is like a acacia, like a gum, you know, you used in like our mom is using in for culinary purpose. The odor is odorless for the acacia. Taste, that is bland and mucilaginous. Then size and shape, that is irregular and broken tears. See here, bland and mucilaginous. Many of you you don't know the meaning. That's why I have directly put in the slide itself. Bland means tasteless or flavorless, and mucilaginous means having a viscous or gelatinous consistency. Okay, mucilaginous means gelatinous. Gelatinous consistency means if you will add in water, it gives you some viscous preparation. Then the chemical constituent, which is important part of the drug. Every drug. Okay, it consists principally arabine. It is a complex mixture of calcium, magnesium, potassium salt of arabic acid. It also contains enzyme oxidase, which I have highlighted already. Then arabic acid on hydrolysis gives L-rhamnose, D-galactose and D-glucuronidase acid. In exam, at least you have to mention these three parts: arabine, enzyme oxidase, and the last one is after hydrolysis what it will give: L-rhamnose, D-galactose, D-glucuronidase acids. These are the carbohydrates, or simply we can say sugars. Then the identification test. So like we have studied many drugs, but identification test mostly used for pharmaceutical aids because we are using as an excipients in the manufacturing. So we need to check whether these are mixed with the adulterants or substituents, or these pharmaceutical aids having the low quality or higher quality, right? We have to check that. So for that we have identification test. So we'll go for the first identification test here. Solution of lead subacetate gelatinizes the aqueous solution of Indian gum. If you are taking in the beaker the solution, that is Acacia gum solution, and you are adding lead subacetate, okay, you are adding lead subacetate into that solution, it will gelatinize it. Okay, mucus solution prepare hota hai uska. So that leads to identify our acacia, that is a pure and it is Indian acacia. It does not produce pink color solution with the ruthenium red. If you will do the reaction with ruthenium red, it doesn't give you the pink color. Then the third, which is very important, you have to take first aqueous solution of Indian gum, then you have to Indian Gamakeshia, then you have to add a hydrogen peroxide, then you have to add a benzidine in alcohol, that is 0.5 ml you have to take and you have to add into that. Then you have to shake that conical flask properly. It will give you the blue color, and this blue color indicate that the oxidase enzyme is present in your Indian gum or acacia. So that indicate our gum acacia, it is pure, it is not adulterant and it is not substituent. Fine. But nowadays benzidine we are avoiding the use of benzidine in lab because it seems to be a carcinogenic, and so we doesn't allow in the lab nowadays. And the last one, it is on the similar basis, the one reaction is there, that is the hydrolysis. If red precipitate is observed, then it shows the presence of reducing sugar as a product of hydrolysis. And then next is demulcent. The next is uses of the Indian acacia. So uses, you can see here, demulcent, it is used as a suspending agent, emulsifying agent, it is also used as a good binding agent, and the most important, it is used in the preparation of lozenges, pastilles and compressed tablet. Okay, here I have put the definition. You can see here I have put the definition of the demulcent here: the substance that relieves irritation of the mucous membrane in the mouth by forming a protective film. Demulcent means which will reduce the inflammation inside the mouth. Okay, so acacia is present in a many paste, many lozenges, tablets. Okay, so it will reduce the inflammation. Now we will go to the, we have to check the purity of Indian acacia, whether this is a pure or not pure. Okay, so first you have to take the dilute, you have to dilute 1 ml solution of the gum, then you have to add 10 ml water and you have to keep for few hours. So it will give you, no sedimentation should take place. Sedimentation means all the solid particles should get down at the bottom of the container. But if no sedimentation takes place, then it indicates the Indian acacia is pure. Okay, means कि आपका आपने जो कंटेनर लिया है and you have kept for some hours, then you can check कि sedimentation हुआ है कि नहीं. Sedimentation हो गया मतलब आपका acacia pure नहीं है, and sedimentation नहीं हुआ मतलब your acacia is pure because you know this is gum and it will give you the gelatinized and aqueous solution, right? That's why we can check the purity of Indian acacia. Then one more test is there. You have to take 1 ml gum solution and you have to add 4 ml water and you have to boil. Then you have to add the 10.1 normal of iodine into that solution. It will give you the blue color, that indicate starch is present. If it will give you the brown color, that means dextrin is present. And if you will, if it will give you the no color, means colorless, it will indicate pure drug, authentic drug. This is very important point. Okay, so you can identify easily with the help of colors whether our Indian acacia is pure or not pure. Now the substituent and adulterant. So simply I have just sort it out directly, which will help you directly to write in exam which are the substitutes category. Acacia senegal, gum ghatti, starch tragacanth, dextrin, sterculia gum are the other adulterants. Storage you have to keep in a cool dry place in airtight container. So this is very important for Indian acacia. Now the second is guar gum. Here guar gum synonym guar flower, jaguar gum. Here you can see the image like the powdery form. The biological source, it is the powder of endosperm of species of Symphosis tetragonolobus. This is Symphosis tetragonolobus, the biological source. Family Leguminosae. Then geographical distribution, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan. In India, it will found in large amount in different various states. Then colorless to yellowish white, it is you have seen in the previous image, it is colorless to yellowish white. Odor, that is a characteristic. Taste, gummy and characteristic. The most important chemical constituent present in the guar gum is 85% of guaran, which is a hydrocolloidal polysaccharide. You know polysaccharide which is having the long chain of sugar. And when this guaran undergo hydrolysis, it gives you the 35% of galactose, 65% of mannose, and you can combine through the glycosidal. It will be combined through the glycosidal linkage. And these are the identification tests. You can easily read and understand those identification tests. I will read first test. It does not acquire olive green color with a weak solution of iodine. If you will take the solution and if you will add the iodine, it does not acquire any color. So that indicate you have guar gum present in your solution. Okay, and there are some tests with the lead acetate, with the ruthenium red. Okay, so you can refer those tests. The last part is uses. The most important use is thickening agent. It is used as a thickening agent. It is used as a protective colloid, binding and disintegrating agent, emulsifying agent. So mostly it is used in a paper manufacturing, printing, textile industry, food and cosmetic industries. Okay, so I have divided pharmaceutical aids into 3 parts, part 1, part 2 and part 3. So please keep watching the channel. Thank you very much, and please subscribe to my channel, that is Running Pharma by Priya. And yes, thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, please write in comment box and watch my channel. Thank you very much. And one more thing, I have divided into the parts, and definitely I will share notes with you. So keep watching and give thumbs up and like to my channel. Thank you very much.